good, stable front end for all those hard braking sections. And of course, you also need a good rear grip because there's a lot of low gear acceleration points on this track where you want a stable rear grip.
There's Albert Arenas, second shot at this for Albert then. He starts 7th on the grid, so lining up row 3. As we've said already, he was one of the several riders to be taken down in the melee that went on up there at the Dunlop chicane. It was unbelievable. It wasn't any worse than it was, but certainly the most drama we've seen in terms of multiple collisions in the CEV for some time. If you're switching on for the first time, by the way, to the CEV, just to bring you up to speed with how this championship has evolved over the last few years, it started in its modern form as the Spanish National Championship back in 1998. It's always been split up into various categories over the last few years, of course. Superbikes, Moto2 and Moto3 here. But from this year onwards, Moto3 has been relabeled as the Moto3 Junior World Championship, Moto2 and the Superbike classes as the European Championships. And of course, most of the venues are still in Spain because it used to be the Spanish Championship. But slowly but surely, we're progressing to other venues now in this more European format. So we've had Portimao in Portugal 3 weeks ago, now here at Le Mans for the second time. Just the Moto3 class running here, by the way, at Le Mans. The rest will be back in action at Barcelona next time out. So we'll see the Superbikes and Moto2 racing there as well. Championship point system exactly the same, as I said earlier, as MotoGP, so 25, 20, 16. And the qualifying, by the way, just in case you're wondering how that's decided, there's 2 sessions on the weekend. Friday here in this case, as this is a Saturday race. Only Saturday race of the season, so it's basically 2 qualifying sessions on the Friday here, and the best time from either of those sessions puts you through to decide your grid position. As it happened in the end, nobody's great surprise, all of the best times did come from the second session.
A quick look there at the pole setter, number 44, Aaron Canet. We'll have to do the hard work all over again because he made a brilliant start in the first race. There's a man who'll be thanking his lucky stars that he's even in this restarted race, Nicolas Bouligat, because he was one of 5 riders involved in that nasty incident up at the Dunlop chicane. As we said earlier on, his crash, all of his own doing, but great work by those Junior Team VR46 Riders Academy mechanics to get him back out for this restarted race. Great work, you have to say, also by the Leglis Academy mechanics, getting Albert Arenas and Dalla Porta back out on track. Completing the front row, David Sanchez, the Spaniard, the lead Mahindra rider in this field.
And obviously, as the commentary team, we often get excited, don't we, bigging the fact up that they're racing on a Grand Prix weekend. But it's true, isn't it? They are racing in front of Grand Prix world champions and perhaps more importantly, potential sponsors and team owners. They really are in the spotlight this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, they are indeed. Well, there is Dalla Porta, 4th on the grid, caught up, as we said, in that first lap incident, which brought out the red flags. Tony Arbolino, one of the riders involved. Don't think he'll be making the restart. He was due to start on the middle of the 3rd row of the grid. Dalla Porta, 6th in the opening round in Portimao a couple of weeks ago. The 17-year-old riding the Husqvarna, which is essentially, of course, basically a rebadged KTM bike.
Now, obviously, you'll know probably that Danny Kent rode a Husqvarna last year in the World Championship. Now, if we do have any notification as to anybody starting from the pit lane, we'll let you know. As far as we know from the information we are getting here, everybody has made it round. Those who are restarting the race, that is, have made it round to the starting grid. What about Joan Mir then? Good and bad, I suppose. He gets another shot at it, but he didn't have a bad start the first time. There was a huge moment at the Dunlop chicane, but he survived that one. He's just got to avoid any drama. And I think now as well, Matt, he'll be absolutely completely bearing in mind, mindful of the fact that there was so much drama first time round. He may have to be darting off across a runoff area somewhere.
That was the 14-year-old we just had a quick look at, the number 5, Jaume Macia, the Spaniard in the junior team of Estrella Galicia. He'll take some encouragement going into this race. He was quickest in this morning's warm-up session. Oh, I say it was a warm-up. It was very cold when the riders were out there this morning. He did set a best lap of 1:45.913. And we looked at Joan Mir briefly towards the back of the grid. Encouragement for him. We know he's starting way back down the field in 27th place, but improvements for him. He was 7th quickest in the earlier warm-up session.
Yeah, one of the things the CEV prides itself on is the amount of track time the riders get over a race weekend and testing as well before every race. But it is completely true that on this Grand Prix weekend, it's a very, very tight schedule indeed. So for the second time today that's run through the grid, Canet's his first ever pole from Belega and Sanchez. Dalla Porta, Macia, Bo Snyder Ben Snyder, sorry, 6th on the grid. Arenas Arbelino, we do not believe is taking the start, but we'll see when we get a longer shot in a moment. Then it's Danilo there. That's Simon Danilo, the younger of the two brothers. Paui Yamada Toba, reigning Asia Talent Cup champion. Pizzoli, Petrarca, Valtellini, all Italian. Row 5 from Palanco below, the French rider and Perez. Then it's Noridin, Cresson, Darte, who led the Asia Talent Cup for so long last year. Aleix Bew looking for a finish this time, and there, 27th on the grid, just behind Lawson Walters, the Australian, is Joan Mir, the number 36 Leopard Racing Honda, 27th on the grid after a crash in first qualifying. Couldn't really do anything about it in the second qualifying session, and so he's coming from almost the very, very back of the grid. You see Juan Belver there just completing the grid. That's the 16-year-old Spaniard. So here we go again then. It is just past 5 o'clock local time now, and there is the number 44, Aaron Canet. He really is in a great place, isn't he, with the Estrella Galicia junior team. Great first race of the season at Portimao. Couldn't keep up, could he, with Belega and Mir, but he was there when it mattered, and he picked up the pieces. When Belega made that mistake, he came right through. And also, I don't want to be too hard on Belega, Matt, but that's the second race in a row now that he's made an error, isn't it? Low-sided out at Portimao with 2 laps to go. And he's done the same thing on the first lap of the first start here. So let's hope this man can get it away cleanly this time.
Well, there's no doubt he's keen if he does keep crashing while he's well placed. It just shows how strong he was at the opening round in Portimao, because he did crash out very late on in the race, but was still able to remount and take the final place on the podium behind Canet and Joan Mir. So the field coming under orders. There is a MotoGP race director, Mike Webb. He's trying to get these riders underway in this shortened race. 12 laps coming up of the 2.6 mile Le Mans circuit. Still dry here. As we said, it's very grey and overcast outside our commentary position, but thankfully the rain that we saw earlier on disrupts some of the sessions in the French Grand Prix. Staying away so far.
There is the championship leader then, Joan Mir, way down, 27th on the grid here at Le Mans. We've said already this is a damage limitation exercise and a half. He's got through one start with a huge moment that he managed to thankfully escape, and he's got to do it all over again now. So it's a revised race distance. We've cut it down now from 17 to 12 laps, which is 2/3 of the original distance rounded up, and we are away on another warm-up lap of the Le Mans Bugatti circuit. As I've already said, it's not quite as bright as it looks on the television. It's a little bit cool and chilly out there, and quite a breeze as well. Some of the riders actually were struggling quite badly with the crosswinds at Portimao at round 1 3 weeks ago, as we just watched Mir making his way through. Don't forget, they do not need to retain grid order on the warm-up lap. They can do whatever they like, really, but they do need to bear in mind they need to form up in the correct positions on the grid when they come round. I know that might sound obvious, but we did have an error from Perez last time out. He formed up in the wrong grid position, was given a ride through, didn't see the notification, and then was then disqualified for ignoring the ride through. So you will not get away with lining up in the wrong grid position.
They need to pick up the pace a little bit on this warm-up lap as well.
Yeah, they do. I mean, look at that, Matt. As you say, the back of the pack is only just coming under the Dunlop Bridge, and up at the front there, we've got the number 98. That's Paui, the Malaysian.
Turn 8.
Down at turn 8, yeah, already at Garage Vert. That's, I mean, we're talking a good 4 or 5 corners ahead there. That's the biggest spread we've seen on a warm-up lap, I'd say all year, actually, quite frankly, in the MotoGP World Championship. There is Belega. This guy is really exciting to watch. He's a great personality, sponsored by Pata as well. As you can see, they back the World Superbike, the Honda World Superbike team. Big sponsor, actually, in the world of motorcycle racing now, but I'm always just a little bit on edge when I watch Belega. You never really know what's going to happen next, do you?
He reminds me so much. This is the first chance that I've had to have a real close look at Belega, and he just reminds me so much of 1996 when Valentino Rossi arrived on the Aprilia 125. He's the same sort of size as Rossi. He's got that sort of same kind of mischievous look. He just looks a little bit different. He's a rider that you're immediately drawn to because he's got a great riding style, cool-looking appearance. And I think if there's going to be one big chance of a young Italian talent coming out of this Junior World Championship, then the best hopes lie at the moment with number 46 filtering through there at the back of your screen just to come to the start line. That's one of the Onjeta River Cold riders, made a mistake on the warp lap, number 28. That's Belver.
Well, at least he's not got too far to go. I don't want to sound too harsh, but he's lining up at the back of the grid, so at least he's not going to have to weave his way through the grid. Having said that, there's a lot of riders still behind him anyway. As I said before, they've all mixed themselves up on this second of the warm-up laps here today. There's Joan Mir in the background. Watch out then for that very distinctive livery making its way through the pack. Huge moment last time. Can he make it through, first of all, those first few corners without too much drama? There is the 44 then, Aaron Canet, the 15-year-old Spaniard from Valencia, lines up on pole position for the second time today. Let's just cross our fingers, toes and everything else that they're going to get round the first few corners without trouble this time. Round 2 of the 2015 Moto3 Junior World Championship. Canet on the front. Mike Webb will start the race as it's a MotoGP weekend. Balega second, and the number 10 of Sanchez. And that was a bit of a wheelie from Sanchez as they get it away this time, but again, perfection from Aaron Canet as he pulls away from pole position down to the first corner. He's got it right again. The Estrella Galicia is leading the pack around turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Belega's in second place now. Then this is where we need to hold our breath as they hit the braking zone for the turn 3-4 chicane at Dunlop. Will they all make it through? The two Leglis riders are right up there. Certainly one of them's had a great start, and more drama in the middle of the pack. Are they all going to avoid him? Wow, yes they did. I was holding my breath for a moment there. One of the riders down in the middle of the Dunlop chicane. Thankfully, Matt, they all missed him.
Most of the riders safely through. Canet leads the way from number 46, Buliga. Arenas got a good start from the third row of the grid. He's already up to third place. It was Polanco, the number 47, that crashed out in that Dunlop chicane. Some of the riders at the back of the field did very well to avoid Polanco as he slid down the track, which the pole man Canet, number 44, from Balega, coming under attack immediately from number 11, Albert Arenas. It's Arenas now up into second place.
So we're finally racing at Le Mans in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. Can confirm it was Tony Arbolino who was taken away in the ambulance, did not make the restart. Apologies for the delay, but we'd rather wait for official confirmation than guess on that one. So it's Canet leading the way, and Balega, he's made a good start, Matt. At least he's still running. No dramas as we saw first time round. He's in third at the moment, coming under a little bit of pressure though there from Lorenzo Dalla Porta on the second of the Leglis bikes, but the first of them there, Albert Arenas, putting some real pressure now on Canet at the front of the race.
Yeah, he got a great launch off the line, did Arenas in that third row of the grid. 7th place he started. Canet now coming under pressure again. This is into turn 13 and turn 14. We've lost one of the Estrella Galicia Honda riders. 12 laps to go as they cross the line for the first time. It's Canet leading the way from Arenas, Balega, Dalla Porta, Sanchez, Powie up to 6th. Great start by the Malaysian. He started 10th on the grid. He's already up 4 places into the top 6.
Yeah, was that Senna Yamada or Jama Messia who crashed out? We'll let you know, because there are 3 Estrella Galicia bikes in the field. One of them, of course, Canet there leading the race. Great battle going on. It was Messia then. There he is, Jama Messia, youngest rider in the field, the 14-year-old from Almesí, just outside Valencia. It's all gone wrong for Jama, but at least he's all right. Now, let's see. Look in the back of your picture. Wow, that was a big high side. He was just behind his teammate, Senna Yamada. Again, though, all on his own, I'm afraid. Yeah,
that was coming through turn 12 as he got on the gas. It looked like he might have just been a little bit wide there through that left-hander, sorry. Disappointment for Messia, because as we said earlier on in the programme, he was fastest in the warm-up session this morning, so he would have taken great encouragement from that. But it's his Estrella Galicia teammate, Aaron Canet, who still leads the way. Started from pole position, second last time out in Portimao. Let's have a quick check on the progress of the series leader, Joan Mir. Well, he climbed up almost 15 places on the first lap, already up into 14th place. Mir on the move.
Wow, that is remarkable. Watch out for Mir. Here's the battle they're back at the front of the race. Arenas is now in the lead. There is Canet down to second position. Great fight going on there for 4th and 5th positions. The 98 was Powie, the Malaysian. He was quick at Portimao. He topped the warm-up session there 3 weeks ago, and now he's really piling the pressure on Dalla Porta by the looks of things. Now then, let's see what happens. This is a replay of the Dunlop chicane on the second start, and there down went Polanco in the middle of the pack. I think there was a touch, and once again, it was Joan Mir, first on the scene, who had to avoid another stricken rider in the middle of the pack. Hats off to Joan Mir again.
Arenas down the start-finish straight. Canet takes the inside line and retakes the lead at the start of the third lap. Balega still looking menacing in third place on the number 46 KTM. Powie runs it a little bit wide into turn 3. Canet now powering down towards La Chapelle, the long right-hander, leading the way.
So what are they doing with the lap times? It's a 45.1 for Arenas. He was 0.3 quicker than Canet that time round. But as you can see, Canet's now back in the front of the race again. Typical Moto3, just as we want to see. There's Ben Sneijder there on the orange bike. And look at this, Joan Mir cutting his way through the pack. He's past Valcellini now. That's Arbolino's teammates on the other one of those 658 bikes. Great stuff from Mir.
Fantastic stuff from Mia, as you say, Greg. Number 36, already up to 11th. He's probably picked up another place to climb into the top 10. Last lap, he was the fastest rider on the track with a 1:44.354. Let's not forget, Mia started this race from the back of the 9th row of the grid, down in 27th. The race winner in Portimao, the championship leader, is now inside the top 10. He is indeed just moved into the top 10 past Valtellini.
And there he is, the 36 on the Leopard racing bike. Look at this, he's now at the inside of Senna Yamada, side by side as they come into the blue S's, and he's through, he's taken another one. This is unbelievable. Joan Mir is coming from 27th on the grid. He's almost with the leading group now.
Well, we talked about damage limitation. He's done a great job of it so far on lap 3. About to complete lap 3. They come through the final corner now. The race leader connects across the line from Arenas, Dalla Porta, Balega, Powie having a really strong ride from 10th on the grid. Sanchez, Ben Schneider and Joan Mir now up to 8th place at the start of lap 4.
Side by side here, this is Simon Danilo, Jules' brother, on the left-hand side, trying to dive up the inside of Valtellini. Did he make it stick? Yes, he did. The 41 is ahead, just in the background. Valtellini was back at the inside of turn 4. What a scrap this is. This is the Moto3 Junior World Championship, as good as ever. It's Canet leading the way. Now then, can they work together, these two Leglise riders, I wonder? Arenas and Dalla Porta, they're second and third now. I get the feeling nobody's working together at the moment, and there's proof of it because Arenas has lost the place. Dalla Porta comes through to take that second place. So maybe if you can't get past Albert, I'll have a go.
Well, Mia's coming through this field like a knife through butter. There he is, the number 36 now. Next in his sights is the number 10, Sanchez, who started from the front row of the grid. Mia just at the back of the picture there. Looks like he might have made a move to claim another place and take 7th place. Did he? He did indeed. There he is, just signaling there to number 10, Sanchez. Don't try and mess me up. Try and follow me. Let's go together and we can catch this fight for the podium. Mia again on the last lap, the fastest rider on the track by some margin. A 1:44.314, half a second quicker than Canet, who's lost the lead now to number 48, Dalla Porta.
Great stuff from Dalla Porta. That was confidence in the brakes, wasn't it, to say the very least, into the blue S's. But look at Mir in the background. He's caught Ben Schneider as well now, and he's challenging for what, by my reckoning, is 7th position in the race. Look at that sky blue bike. Here he is. He's up the inside of Ben Schneider. Another one gone. Mir now goes 7th. He's up 20 places in 3 laps. We'll make it 4 laps. We're just ending lap 4 and starting lap 5. 9 to go. That's remarkable.
Yeah, just have a quick check at the lap times. Dalla Porta in the lead with his last lap was a 1:44.97 as Canet makes a brave move up the inside at turn 2. Dalla Porta resisted superbly. He holds on to the lead now, coming through the Dunlop machine as Joan Mir dives up the inside of Nicola Balega. He's picked up another place. He's now running in 5th. What a ride by the Leopard Racing Honda riders. Canet now fights back underneath Dalla Porta. The lead changing places yet again, but keep an eye on that man there in 5th position. Joan Mir, he's come all the way back from 27th on the grid. He's had a look now at the inside of Arenas. He's taken 3rd.
This is unbelievable. We're only on lap 5. He started 27th on the grid. He's now running 3rd. How on earth is he doing it? We're looking at each other in absolute bewilderment here in the commentary box. Joan Mir, well, in fairness to Joan Mir, it may have gone wrong in qualifying yesterday, but he did have a good pace in the warm-up this morning and finished that particular session in 7th place. But even then, Matt, he was only 7th. He wasn't suggesting to do anything like this, but he's absolutely experienced of running in a pack. He's now having a real go at Dalla Porta as we come down that 2/3 of a kilometre back straight under brakes. That's brave. He's up the inside of the leader. Wow, that could have been a nasty one, but he has got that 2nd place from Dalla Porta.
Well, that was close because you could see his rear wheel skipping in the air there as he got on the brakes at the end of the back straight for turn 9. He's now up into 2nd place. We're on lap 5. Canet still leading the way. Coming down now to this double apex right-handers, turn 13 and turn 14. No room there for Joan Mir to take the lead, but there he is, 27th to 2nd. He's gained 25 places in 5 laps. One of the best rides you'll ever see from Joan Mir. Incredible.
Well, whatever he goes on to achieve in his career, I think we'll be watching this race back a few times. How on earth is this going to unfold? You've got Dalla Porta on the inside line there, Arenas just behind him. Joan Mir, is he thinking about Canet? He's certainly thinking about it, but that was sensible stuff. Incidentally, last time round, as you pointed out, it was Balega very, very early on the brakes, and Mir, great piece of opportunism to pass for what was about 5th place back then. He's now running 2nd. There is Balega, and in a real battle there with Senna Yamada on the 2nd of those, Estrella Galicia. Hondas. So here's the situation back at the front. Look at that. Powie, the number 98, the Malaysian, is now side by side with Arenas. Belega's in the mix as well. Delaporte is still sat there in third position, but Joan Mir, well, he's used to really battling in the pack. He was in the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup last year, won 3 races there, finished second overall to Jorge Martin. And did you see the look back from Aaron Canet, the leader that time? Yes, Joan Mir is second from 27th on the grid.
Yeah, Canet, you'll be able to hear that Leopard Racing Honda creeping ever closer behind him. Here is Canet down the back straight, number 44 in the lead, 36, Joan Mir right behind him. No look up the inside this time at turn 9. Delaporte holding third place as number 48. Powie still doing exceptionally well in that lead group. We've got a breakaway now. It's Canet, Mir, Delaporte, Arenas, Powie, Belega, Ben Sneijder and Yamada just desperately trying to hang on. Looks like they're trying to drop off Sanchez. Valtellini in 10th place now. He's dropped 1.2 seconds off the back of this group. We're about to complete lap number 6. Canet still leading, Mir second as they come onto the start-finish straight.
Here we go, then this is going to be the lap when Joan Mir takes the lead from Aaron Canet, who's done a great job. Arenas, we're hearing, is out of the race. He was with this leading group and he has indeed disappeared. Albert Arenas is out. Now then, side by side, look at this as we get up towards the Dunlop S's. That was Delaporte thinking about a move on Joan Mir, but you're not going to win the race coming through on the inside of there, Lorenzo. And there then is the scene. That must be Albert Arenas. Yes, it is out of this race. Not quite sure what happened there. He was running up in the top 5. Disappeared, didn't he, from the group at the front of the pack. And Arenas is out of this race. So his teammate Delaporte, they're certainly not going to be working together now. He's left on his own in this scrap back up at the front. Let's just regroup then for a second. 6 laps to go. This is lap 7 of 12 now here, short in distance. It's Canet from Mir and Delaporte. You're watching this battle at the front of the race. Down there to the 43 in the background, that's Valtellini, the sole remaining 58 bike. And here's a change going on. This is Senna Yamada battling his way through, and that's with Belega, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, nice move up the inside there at Garage Vert corner from Yamada. He's up now into 4th place. Canet doing a great job so far of defending this lead. He's under attack again from Joan Mir, but Joan Mir came through the field really, really quickly. He's got all the way up to Aaron Canet, and he's not yet been able to put a move on the race leader, the pole position man, who's exchanged an early battle with Delaporte, the likes of Arenas, who we've seen retire. I wasn't sure whether Arenas retired or crashed. He's got big scuff marks on his right arm there. We know that he was obviously involved in the incident that brought out the red flags earlier, so that could be scuff marks from that earlier incident. Of course, his Leglise mechanics would have had to have rushed to get that bike ready. So whether there's been some mechanical problem as a result of that. Start of lap number 8. Canet, Mir, Delaporte, Yamada on the move there. Number 81 in 4th place. Belega trying to hang on to this lead group in 5th from Powie and Ben Sneijder.
And here comes Mir, takes the lead.
He's crashed.
Oh, he's down, would you believe it? He's done everything right. He came from 27th on the grid. Championship leader takes the lead and he's down. Now, can he get back into the action? Is that bike damaged? Yes, it is. The Mallorcan knows it. Oh, I can't believe it. You have to feel for the guy.
Yeah,
Joan Mir is out.
The left foot peg or the gear shifter has broken. He's just gone up the inside there of Canet at the Dunlop chicane, and the front end's washed away. Just got in there too hot, probably still trail braking into the corner. Here we go, up the inside. The front end washes away, and that is the end of one of the best recovery rides I've ever seen by Joan Mir. Such cruel look, frustration, dejection pouring out of the rider that won, 3 races in the Red Bull Rookies Cup last season. What that's done at the front, it's left Canet in the lead from his Estrella Galicia Honda teammate, number 81, Senna Yamada, who's come from... where did Yamada start? He started way back, didn't he?
He was quite
11th. He's had a really good run through the pack. He's been in that lead group now for a while. Canet, well, there is bitter disappointment for Joan Mir. As we can see, he desperately was looking at that left footrest and the gear shifter. Clearly damaged, unable to rejoin the race. So a heartache for poor old Mir, because it was one of the great rides I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. What a shame. He did everything right until the moment he took the lead of the race. So, championship leader is out. Meantime, look at Idam Karel Powie as we come through to start lap 8 of 12. 4 to go here. Powie then has passed Danilo, and he's up into 3rd position. There he is with the red and white fairing, the number 98, and now he's challenging Yamada for 2nd.
Fastest man on track on that lap was Powie. Personal best lap of the race for him so far, a 1:44.550. He's looking very threatening now behind the Estrella Galicia Honda duo of Canet and Yamada. Plunge down the hill through turn 5. This is turn 6, the famous La Chapelle corner. Well, it's Joan Mir getting a ride back to the pits. He would have probably felt he had another great chance of another 25 points this afternoon. That fantastic fight back from 27th all the way up to 2nd. He'd just taken the lead from Aaron Canet when he went down in that change of direction between 3 and 4.
Yeah, and although Joan Mir is kicking himself quite naturally at the moment, he can rest assured that all of the team bosses here and MotoGP World Champions will have seen an unbelievable ride through the field here from the championship leader. From 27th on the grid, he'd just taken the lead when he departed from this two-part race. It was a shortened race down to 12 laps, just 3 to go when they next come through. So it's Canet leading, Yamada second, but Powie now challenging, and he's ahead of Yamada. So there he is, the Malaysian moves up into 2nd place, and this is where they really do need to start thinking now about tactics towards the end of the race. We know nobody's going to disappear off into the distance as Mir did with Bulega in Portugal 3 weeks ago. It's going to be one of those classic finishes, just as we saw actually here at the Moto3 World Championship race last year. And of course, Efren Vazquez came out on top of that one.
Canet coming under real pressure now from the young Malaysian. Khairul Idham Powie, the number 98. They come across the line now to complete lap number 9. Canet still leads the way. Powie now sets the best lap of the race, a 1:44.309. The pace stepping up. Canet dropped into the low 1:44s, as did Yamada. Dalla Porta in the 1:45s. Bulega just dropping back off this podium fight at the moment. He's just been passed by Ben Schneider.
Yeah, great stuff from the Dutchman up into 4th. I'm going to quickly correct myself. I've just given Vazquez a win he didn't have, of course. It was Miller who won the Moto3 World Championship race last year. But look at Bulega. This is what I was saying earlier. He was really leery. He's out of shape into a lot of the corners. He's dropped down now to the back of the group. So that's going to be 6th place, if I'm not wrong there. Yes, it is for Bulega. And Ben Schneider is now getting the hammer down. He won both of the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup races at Jerez a couple of weeks back. He's leading that one. And now here is up into 4th. Great stuff as well for the French crowd, by the way, to see Danilo in the middle of the action. So, down to the right-hander at Garage Vert. There is Ben Schneider, and here is the drama further back. Well, that's Bulega, isn't it? He's dropped to the back of the pack now.
Here is that Canet down the back straight, coming to that hard-braking zone for turn 9. Yamada trying to get a slipstream behind number 98, Powie. The anxious Estrella Galicia Junior Team mechanics watch on as their man Aaron Canet still leads the way. Coming up, 2 and a bit laps to go. This is down at the first of the Blur S's. It's still Canet, Powie, Yamada, Dalla Porta there in 4th place still. Oh, no, sorry, it's Ben Schneider, who really started to look threatening now. The number 80, the Dutch rider, starting from the back of the 2nd row of the grid. As Greg said, comes here brimming with confidence. Double race winner of the Red Bull Rookies Cup last time out in Jerez. 2 laps to go.
Here we go then. Canet, Powie, Yamada is the top 3. Dalla Porta is 4th. Ben Schneider, sorry, now 4th from Dalla Porta. Then it's Bulega, who's dropped down to 6th from Sanchez. Valcellini, Danilo is 9th, then Petrarca. Look at this, though. Powie on the inside line. They're almost touching around the right-hander of turn 2. It's still Canet with the advantage, but Yamada's coming under a massive attack now. Powie takes advantage of that one. Ben Schneider just watching in the wings, keeping a watching brief. What they can't allow themselves to do, though, here is allow Canet to pull away at the front. He's pulled out 4 or 5 bike lengths there. Fastest man on the track now, fastest lap of the race so far, into the 43s for Bo Ben Schneider on that orange bike in 4th place.
Yeah, the first rider in this shortened 12-lap race into the 1:43s is Bo Ben Schneider. As we said, looking a real threat now in 4th place. There he is on that orange and black Honda machine. And while those 3 are scrapping behind Canet, Powie, Yamada and Ben Schneider, Canet just opening up a fraction of a gap. In fact, the gap now between Canet and Yamada up to over 4/10 of a second. So Canet really is making a push to take this victory from pole position. It's still Yamada now back into 2nd place.
And here comes Powie up the inside. Yes, he's through. Forces Yamada out. That was quite aggressive. Hard but fair, I'd say, there from Powie. He wants to take the challenge, and now Ben Schneider's going to try and take advantage of that situation, that slight loss of momentum there for Yamada as they came into the blue S's. As you can see, bottom of the screen, fastest on the track last time round, fastest of the race, and Ben Snyder, here he is, through, up into third. So Yamada's going backwards. Ben Snyder and Powie have got to get the hammer down now. We're coming through to start the last lap of this race. Just 4.1 kilometres to go at Le Mans. Aaron Canet had never led a Moto3 Junior World Championship race before today. Now he's only one lap away from a potential first victory.
And what a time to put in his personal best lap of the race, a 1:44.389 from Canet, stretched his advantage over Powie to almost half a second. Canet really pushing hard to take that first win. Powie still in second place. Number 80, Ben Snyder in third. Yamada fourth. Dalla Porta remains in fifth. Balego, he looks out of the challenge, certainly for the victory. And David Sanchez is seventh place. These 7 riders have broken away from the chasing bag. It's all about Canet, Powie, Ben Stein. Now he has to attack, you feel, at the end of this. Well, into turn 7, he does, right on cue. Ben Snyder up the inside of Powie to take second place.
Is he through? They're almost touching. Yes, he is. Great stuff. Managed to get the power on really early there, and the Dutchman is up into second, but it's not over yet because Powie's going to attack Yamada right there as well on the blue bike in fourth position. It's all allowing Canet to get away at the front, though. As Matt said, personal best lap of the race last time round, and there's the gap at the front as they come down 2/3 of a kilometre the back straight. Ben Snyder needs a really good run now down through Shimon Aber from the blue S's, but is he too far away? This is Powie attacking Ben Snyder for second place and going through a massive wobble. He's going to lose momentum there.
Oh, this is playing right into the hands of Aaron Canet. Those are 3 or 4 riders behind him, messing each other up through this final sector. Canet's advantage now through the third split, almost 0.8 of a second. It's the number 44s to lose now as Ben Snyder has another look up the inside of Powie, but it's Canet now coming into the final 2 corners. His first victory beckons.
And that was Yamada really attacking Ben Snyder, but there is the leader out of the final corner. Oh, there's a massive moment for Yamada, pushes one of the other riders out wide, but it is Aaron Canet, the 15-year-old from Valencia, wins his first ever Moto3 Junior World Championship race. What drama in the background through the final few corners, and Aaron Canet has taken the victory for the first time. He'll now be heading into Parc Ferme for the famed television interview. We'll see how he gets on with the English as well as the Spanish. Matt's going to get his skates on and get over there to Parc Ferme. We'll see what happens with the interviews. Hopefully we'll be able to bring it to you in the broadcast, but obviously we are a little bit behind now because of the red flag situation earlier on. But Aaron Canet wins for the very first time, leads the Moto3 Junior World Championship after finishing right up there in second position in Portugal 3 weeks ago, winning then now here at Le Mans, and for the second year in a row it's the Estrella Galicia junior team that wins at Le Mans. So it's a 100% win rate for that particular outfit. Quartararo did the honours 12 months ago, and now it is this man, Aaron Canet. And once again, the Canet fan club have managed to find their way onto the track. They're beginning to make a habit of this. We saw the same situation in Portugal. What an enormous banner. That must have taken ages to put that thing together. Anyway, it's a bit like that Valentino Rossi banner we saw back at Assen, wasn't it, in 2009? But it is Aaron Canet winning for the first time. He's from Valencia. He was 23rd in the series last year, but only took part in 3 races. So 3 good races on the Honda last year. And now he leads the series, just 15 years of age. Where did he start this afternoon? The answer is pole position. Fantastic. It was Ben Snyder who took the fastest lap. So not quite the gentleman's set, the perfect score for Canet, but even so, it's victory from pole position at Le Mans. Now, what happened behind? Powie dropped to 6/10 behind Canet in the end. Ben Snyder's on the podium, as Powie is for the first time this season. Yamada was the rider who was out wide. Now, look at this. This is Powie on the right from Malaysia. Ben Snyder for the Netherlands on the left. That was into the Musée corner, the museum corner on the last lap. Dive through on the inside. This is further around at the end of the back straight. This really helped Canet win the race. Powie's through, but he's slowed on the apex of the next corner. This is coming out of the last corner. Canet for his first victory. Look in the background, Yamada. That was a huge slide for Senna Yamada and almost wiped Dalla Porta out of the action completely. Yamada just finishing ahead of Dalla Porta there for 4th place by 85 thousandths of a second. And Bulega in 6th position. Apologies, by the way, because during the race you may have noticed, the eagle-eyed amongst you, that we were seeing Danilo's name, Simon Danilo, up there in the leading group. Perhaps a bit of an error there. I can confirm he finished the race in 9th from Lorenzo Petrarca. But there is your winner. It is Aaron Canet from Valencia. Wow, only 15 years old, this guy. Is this a new Marc Marquez in the making? Well, it certainly might be. Perhaps it's more fair to say Alex Marquez, as he's riding for the Estrella Galicia team, which we saw Alex take the Moto3 World Championship crown with last year. As usual, the winner is the last rider back into Parc Fermé. We've got Ben Sneijder in there. Great stuff as well from Ben Sneijder, the Dutchman. He's having a really great few weeks, isn't he? Double at Jerez 2 weeks back in the Rookies Cup. So he's leading that one by 18 points. And now on the podium here as well. He's been mentored by Barry Veneman, ex-rider himself. Actually won a World Supersport race, did Barry Veneman, a few years ago. And they've been testing as well over at Assen since the last race. So great to see all of that hard work for the Dutch Academy, the KNMV, paying off. They're also running in the Moriwaki Cup this year and the NSF 100 Cup as well. And they're even actually organising a UEM mini bike race at the end of the year. So busy times for the likes of Barry Veneman and the Dutch Academy. Busy times as well then for Estrella Galicia. What an opportunity for this man. Aaron Canet wins for the first time in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. Two different winners in 2015. With Joan Mir, let's not forget Joan Mir, because he struggled in qualifying yesterday, had an early fall in the first session, couldn't really fight back in the afternoon. Started 27th on the grid. Then we got the race underway. Tony Arbolino triggered a big incident into the Dunlop chicane. Mir himself had a huge moment but escaped. Then the race was red flagged. It was restarted about half an hour later and Mir fought his way through. It was a sensational ride from 27th on the grid. Just as he took the lead, he lost the front end, completely washed away from him up at the Dunlop S's, and Joan Mir, understandably very, very frustrated, out of action. And of course loses the championship lead now to Canet. We'll get full confirmation of that in a moment. There's Powie up there in second place, I can confirm, 0.6 of a second behind the winner. Very well done indeed then to the number 98. That's the Malaysian, the 16-year-old Malaysian. It's Idam Karel Powie, to give him his full name. Very, very well-deserved podium indeed for everybody there at Honda Team Asia. That's a TSR Honda, by the way, so it's not quite the same sort of bike as the Honda of Canet, which won the race. It's the TSR Honda, and Ben Sneijder, incidentally, on a Honda as well. So Honda having a pretty good day, it's fair to say, here at Le Mans, and they've gone well here in the MotoGP race as well the last few years with the likes of Stoner, Pedrosa, Marquez, having all taken victories here, just dating back to 2011 in the MotoGP race. Jorge Lorenzo, the only one to spoil the party there for Honda when he won on the Yamaha back in 2012. There's the scene then here at Parc Fermé. It's a little bit later than we expected. It's just past 5:30 local time here now in France. The race was stopped for 25 minutes or so after an incident. Best wishes, by the way, for Tony Arbolino. We have not received any information on his condition during the race, so look out for that online and on the social media later. But what we do know, what we can tell you, is that the 14-year-old from Milan, riding for the Marco Simoncelli tribute team, as it were, it's all headed up by Paolo Simoncello, the late Marco's father. Tony Arbolino triggered an incident at the first chicane on the opening lap, the first start of this two-part race as it was in the end. Let's just review then the best moments from this second Moto3 Junior World Championship race of the 2015 season. This man, Joan Mir from Mallorca, did an absolutely stunning job. Runner-up in the Red Bull Rookies Cup last year. Coming here from 27th on the grid. This is a replay of the second start of the race we're watching. Cleanly through the first corner, but did have to avoid Palanca, who went down in the middle of the chicane. And look at this, he was just fighting his way through the field, picking off riders, not lap by lap, but almost corner by corner at one point, passing Albert Arenas there. Then he dispatched of Dalla Porta as well. How on earth did he make it stop? That was remarkable. Then this happened, up to Dunlop, passes Canet for the lead, and Joan Mir slides his way out of the race, whacked in the helmet visor as well by the bubble there on the front of the bike. What a shame for the Mallorcan, but that was a superb ride, one of the best we've seen for a long, long time in any motorcycle race. But Mir, in the end, no reward at all, no points. But it's Canet, Aaron Canet from Valencia, who wins for the first time. Powie on the podium and Ben Sneijder as well. So 3 new podium faces there for 2015. Senna Yamada, thanks for all the drama. Simon Danilo, I can confirm, did not finish where he's being listed there. He was further down the order, so a bit of a problem with the graphics. Danilo actually was down there in 9th place. It was Dalla Porta who finished 4th. And great stuff there to see Kaito Toba for the second race in a row scoring a point for the Asia Talent team. Alberto Puig following them to all of the races this year, won the Shed Advance Asia Talent Cup in 2014. And he really is getting to grips with the situation now, is Kaito Toba. He's actually being mentored by no less than Nobby Ueda, who, of course, as you may remember, finished second only to Valentino Rossi in the 125cc World Championship back in '97. And Ueda still, can you believe, actually, scored more points than anybody else in the history of the 125cc Championship. Obviously, that ran up to the end of 2011 before Moto3 came in. A few of the retirements there. We saw Polanco out in the middle of the Dunlop chicane on the second start. Thankfully, he's okay. Jaume Masia high-sided coming out of the blue S's. And Tony Arbolino, thoughts are with him. A nasty-looking incident up to the Dunlop chicane on the opening lap of the first start. He flew through the air. I'm glad to see Matt Burt has made his way down to Parc Ferme. He's grabbed Aaron Canet. Not completely sure whether Aaron speaks English, but we're about to find out. Down to Aaron Canet then. Winner for the first time is with Matt.
Aaron Canet, the perfect weekend here in Le Mans for you. Pole position and a fantastic first win in the Junior World Championship. How do you feel?
Muchas gracias. Tenemos la pole ayer y hoy hemos podido ganar la carrera. Hemos dominado desde el principio a fin y estamos muy contentos. Me gustaría agradecer a toda la gente que me apoya y sobre todo a mi equipo, a mis mecánicos, a mi técnico, a mi telemétrico, a mi team manager, a Emilio Zamora, a Estrella Galicia, a todos.
And quickly, how does it feel in a few words in English?
My English not is perfect, and I'm can speak in Spanish because my English not is good.
Many congratulations, Aaron. Fantastic job.
Thank you.
Good stuff, Matt, to try and get a few English words in there as well. Great stuff as well from Aaron Canet. That's not easily done when you're on live television to everybody around the world. Just to translate quickly what he said there in Spanish, he was just saying we knew we had the pace yesterday. We were able to take the pole position. We had good pace in the race as well, and we finally come through to take our first victory. I say finally, it's only the second round of the season. He was thanking also the team for all of their support. And what was nice as well is that he was thanking the team, the fans as well. So great stuff from Canet, who wins for the first time. Joins a list of several riders who have won Moto3 races in the CEV, including, of course, the likes of Alex Marquez and Fabio Quartararo. Here's a replay then, highlights of this second race in the Moto3 Junior World Championship for 2015. Tony Arbolino flying through the air, complete chaos down at the Dunlop S's on the first start of this race. Watch the number 4 on the inside. That was a big one. At the same time, Belega made an error of his own. We saw Arenas, Dalla Porta were off. Joan Mir, in the meantime, was coming from 27th on the grid as the championship leader. Arbolino had started 8th. After that, you see a gap there in the middle of your picture. Did not restart the race. It was shortened to 12 laps from the original distance of 17. Canet got it right again. Fantastic off the line for the Valencia rider today. Belega was running second at this point as we got up to turn 1, but we were about to see another incident. Polanco in the middle of the pack, and watch Joan Mir on the green bike in the middle there. Look, he just started around Polanco. That was the championship leader for the second time in the space of half an hour, avoiding all sorts of drama at Dunlop. That was Arenas then now, up the inside of Belega, who was seemingly going backwards through the race, but he'll be pleased to have scored his first points of the season. Canet was just pulling away at the front. We were wondering at this stage whether he could break away. His teammate, though, there, Jaume Masia, youngest rider in the field, at just 14 years of age, was out on the exit of the blue S's. Side by side here into the blue S's now. This is Joan Mir cutting his way through the pack. We could not believe our eyes. He was coming from 27th position on the grid. Then he takes the lead here at Dunlop and gets it completely wrong. What a shame for the Mallorcan. Understandably, bitterly frustrated. Joan Mir out of the race and loses the championship lead as a result. Into the closing stages then. Canet, a really nice gap there, and it was helped by this manoeuvre into Shimano Burr for the last time. Powie had a big moment, caught Ben Snyder unawares. That was Senna Yamada having a huge scare at the last corner, almost taking Lorenzo Dalla Porta with him, and they finished 4th and 5th. But it was Aaron Canet winning for the first time in his Moto3 Junior World Championship career. For the Estrella Galicia Junior team, there is your winner, the 15-year-old from Valencia, who now leads the standings in the Moto3 Junior World Championship. Wow, let's just get our breath again. We keep being left out of breath, don't we, at the end of CEV races so far in 2015. Great to see a real mixture of flags up there. We're in France, we're on French soil. We've got a Dutch flag, a Malaysian flag, and of course a Spanish flag in the middle of the podium. But do not be fooled, it's not another case of Spaniards dominating everything, as we've heard a lot of people talking about over recent years. Yes, this particular man may be Spanish, but we have some real talents in the field this year. And it is Canet, who wins for the first time. He'll get a free supply of fuel as well here from Repsol, obviously the title sponsor for the CEV. It's to bring you up to speed with what's happening, by the way, in the rest of the season. All of the other classes for the CEV will be back in action soon. That's Moto2 and Superbike as well. It all continues at Barcelona on the 21st of June. Then there's races at Aragon, Albacete, Navarra, Jerez and Valencia will bring the curtain down on the 15th of November. A lot of racing, though, until we get there. Valencia at the end of the season. In fact, you know, still 250 Junior World Championship points left up for grabs. Out go the trophies then to the top three here. We can't always see Champagne or Cava sprayed, of course, because they're underage. So that might have to come a little bit later here at Le Mans, and then they can all enjoy the World Championship action tomorrow afternoon. There is Parry, the Malaysian, is on the podium. Great stuff for Malaysia, for the whole of the Asian region. They're having a bit of a purple patch at the moment. If you look at some of the winners from the Asia Talent Cup as well, which is not just Asian riders now, that also includes riders from the Australasia region. And there is your winner then, Jorge Navarro, that was, presenting the trophy to Aaron Canet, who wins in the Moto3 Junior World Championship for the very first time. 15 years old from Valencia. He's done the double today in terms of pole position and a race victory. Ben Snyder, who was there on the right, who gets the fastest lap. And there is the free fuel I was talking about before. Now then we just pause for the Spanish national anthem. First time winner, Aaron Canet. Well done to Aaron Canet, winner in the Moto3 Junior World Championship for the first time. Great podium. Canet up there from Parry, from Malaysia, and then Ben Snyder, who's having a really great month. And there we are, then the lemonade is out. No sign of any Cava just yet. That might be coming in the next few years. They'll have to wait for a while, though, because Canet is only 15 at the moment. Into his 16th year. Not many people have achieved this much, have they? I think it's fair to say, when they move into their 16th year. I'm generalising a bit there, but great stuff from Aaron Canet to be on the top of the podium. It's nice to see his teammates down there as well. Contrasting fortunes for them. Senna Yamada finished in the top 5 just. It could have been an absolute nightmare with that big moment at the last corner. Threw Recordamon at the end of the lap. Jaume Messier departed earlier in the race, but was running quite high up in the middle of the field when he did that. There you go then. Canet, Parry and Ben Snyder is 1, 2, 3 here at Le Mans. We've seen a really dramatic second round split into 2 races there after the red flag, and there's the situation. Aaron Canet leads the Moto3 Junior World Championship for the first time. Ben Snyder is up into second. The big drop there, of course, is Joan Mir, who did not score points today. And that's, we always stress, don't we? Consistency. How many points can be lost at the start of a season? 25 in Portugal, 0 here. And Joan Mir, despite an amazing ride, drops down to 5th in the championship. Good stuff to see Simon Danilo up there, 7 points on the board then now after a really strong outing today. And the Asia Talent team continuing to improve. Kaito Toba up into 16th in the championship. And just to see how competitive it's already been. Top 15 score points. 19 riders have already scored this season. Don't forget to follow all of the latest on the social media as well. CEV Motorcycle is the official Twitter feed for the FIM CEV Repsol. FIMCEVRepsol.com as well for all of the latest in terms of results and the championship standings and all the latest news as well. Well, what drama it's been for round 2 of the Moto3 Junior World Championship in 2015. It all continues at Barcelona, the next round of the series, on the 21st of June. But for Matt Burt and Greg Haynes here at Le Mans, it's bye for now.